Hi guys, so we are starting June. Well, June started yesterday. Today is the 2nd of June at 7:24 in the morning over here in the UK. And basically what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to point out the significant dates for June. So starting with June the 3rd. The reason I'm looking at June the 3rd is because the deadline for the Iran nuclear deal and the European countries was on May 31st, and the rumor or the story out there is that Iran can set up nuclearization, basically restart their nuclear program within 2 to 3 days. So 3 days would be, well, 2 days would be today, and 3 days would be tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not expecting an attack at that point, but I am looking at that date to find out if there's any reports about there possibly being signs of Iran beginning its nuclear program, which is also interesting because there's also rumors out there that Israel is selling nuclear secrets to Saudi Arabia, which I really doubt, because obviously there's always the opportunity in the future for Saudi Arabia to turn against Israel, and I don't think Israel would be that stupid. They haven't admitted to having nuclear weapons themselves, so I don't think they'd be handing over their secrets to anyone else. But if the reports are true, then it would only encourage Iran to seek nuclear weapons even faster. So I'll keep an eye on that and see if the story evolves. So that's June 3rd. Then there's June 6th, or around that time, because this particular meeting doesn't have a date as of yet. All I've got here is US, Russia, Jordan meeting on de-escalation zones in Syria to take place in Amman next week. So this was published on June the 1st, so next week would be sometime starting from the 4th. So it could possibly be the 6th or somewhere in that time frame. So that's why I've kind of put it there. The next date of interest is the 9th of June, which is the Trooping of the Colour. This is the official celebration of the Queen's birthday. So again, if we're looking at the royal family and their connection possibly to the Antichrist system, then this may be a significant date for them. I always say the Antichrist system because I feel like there's a lot of focus on the Antichrist, the one person, but I don't think it's just one person. I think it's a system that comes in, so they're part of it. So Trooping of the Colour, 9th of June, may be a significant date for them. The next date is June the 12th, obviously, for Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un meeting in Singapore. Lots of speculation around that. Obviously, they've had their on, off, on kind of scenario going on. Who knows if it could be off again in the next coming days? Doubtful, but maybe we'll see once we find out what was in that letter that was delivered to Donald Trump today. Maybe he'll disclose it, maybe he won't. We'll see what happens in the next coming days, but that's June the 12th. June the 14th, Donald Trump's birthday. Obviously, very interesting because he's the President of the United States, and if we're looking at some events, particularly because he's got trade war with Mexico and Canada and China and the European countries, and there's issues with Russia and Venezuela and Cuba and North Korea. You know, there's a lot of things going on surrounding Donald Trump, so obviously his birthday is going to be of some significance. So that's the 14th of June. Interestingly enough, I was watching MSNBC and they was talking about, well, they're saying that it's possibly a Russian website that's popped up in the last month or so. But one of the things they have here is Wake Up Americans. This was posted at 11:43 a.m. on May 25th. June 14th is not just the birthday of the US president, and it's not just a flag day. On this day, we officially start our project USA Really, the honest media about what is really happening around. Our slogan is USA as it is. We invite all Americans, all who care about the country, to celebrate this. Come up to the White House on June the 14th at 2 p.m. And obviously 2 p.m. is a time that may be depicted in the iPad Goat video, with the bells chiming twice as we're looking at the clock tower, which could possibly represent Big Ben, linking the USA and the UK together, as they have that special relationship anyway. So it's not beyond imagination to assume that if something happens to America, something happens to the UK and vice versa. They're calling all Americans, calling all patriots to come up to the White House 2 p.m. June the 14th. My suggestion is do not go. The possibility of something happening there is probably probably low considering it's the White House and there'll be high security. But then again, we have seen a gun nearly, get into the vicinity of the president through the limo driver, the press pool limo driver, and we've also seen the woman drive her car into the gates or the barriers at the White House. Apparently, there was a gun in her car as well. So, though the White House is, it's not the safest building on earth because that, Fort Knox and all those other buildings, all those other facilities have much, much more security. But the White House is one of the most secure buildings on the earth. So, hopefully, nothing will happen. But you know how these things are. Just be cautious. Be aware if you do intend to go. Be vigilant. Keep your eyes open, and just be prepared for anything that could possibly happen on June 14th. Particularly, obviously, we've got all the other things that are coming before that, and it's Donald Trump's birthday, so a lot to watch there. The next date in June that I have here is June 25th, and that's the date that Prince William travels to Israel. Obviously, again, Antichrist system, royal family there. This is the first time a royal will be visiting Israel in official capacity. As I mentioned before, other royals have been there, but not officially. This is the first official visit. So, again, we'll be watching that closely to see what happens there. And I think that's all I've got so far in terms of the dates that have significant things happening on them. So, June 3rd, June 6th, June 9th, or I'll say June 6th, but it could be something else if it's this US Russia Jordan meeting we haven't got a date for yet. I'm assuming it's going to be the 6th. One of the reasons I'm assuming that is because it's one of the most direct references to 666 in terms of dates we've had this year. So the 6th of June 2018, 18 could be a representation of 6 as well in 24-hour format. So it's a date that doesn't need any calculations or additions, subtractions, anything being done to it. It's just a 666 date right there without having to do anything. So that's why I'm pretty much thinking maybe they're going to have that meeting on the 6th. Then obviously you got the 9th for the Queen's official celebrations, the Trooping of the Colour. The 12th, Kim Jong-un, Donald Trump meeting. June 14th, Donald Trump's birthday. Also the same day that this website is saying to wake up Americans and asking Americans, patriots, to attend the White House at 2 p.m. on June 14th. June 25th, Prince William's trip to Israel. So that's all the dates for June. And then I just wanted to mention about the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii. The crater has gone quiet, but the only reason for that is because the crater walls, the rocks inside the crater walls, have basically plugged the crater, which can result in two different things. Either the quietening of the volcano, or a build-up of more pressure leading to an explosive eruption, another explosive eruption. So we'll see what happens in the next coming hours and days in relation to that. That's it, you guys. That's all my dates for June so far. If I have any more, I'll update. But we'll just keep watch. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.